Hey, what's up, everybody? This is another game from the Team Ball playlist. This is a different variant of Oddball that is new to the Halo universe and Halo scene called Ricochet, where you actually go about getting the ball and then trying to score in another little area on the other team's side to rack up points. It was a fun game. I never played it much because I didn't get the DLC that it came with in Halo 4, the original Halo 4. So to kind of play it, this was actually, I believe, the very first time I'd played it, and it was on a Forge map called Onyx, I believe it is. And so it was a lot of fun. Obviously, like I said, the registration in Halo 4, if you heard me in a past video, is pretty crisp now in the Halo Master Chief Collection, which I don't think they've ever changed it. I was a high proponent towards the registration in the original game, but I just wasn't a fan of a lot of the stuff that the game did bring. But so yeah, this was a fun game. It was a pretty dominant performance, as you will see. At the end you can check the stats, and even in the title of the video you can see my plus number. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about some other things, kind of non-game related. This particular video, just to kind of change things up. Again, this game didn't have audio when I went back to the rebroadcast because of the Twitch MCC, shenanigans. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill it with voice rather than music, since the music may or may not match the actual play. But so anyways, a couple things I want to talk about. I guess on a little more serious note, as of late, I've been I interact with a lot of different people, and something that really kind of touches my heart and hits home is the way women are treated, and just opportunities that women feel they either A, deserve, or B, just want to pursue because they feel they can't do something that they truly enjoy, rather. So there's been a lot of instances, whether it's through TV shows that I've been watching recently, that kind of show awareness towards some of these things that are happening around us today, and then just church messages, and or just women that I interact with in general on a day-to-day basis, and or every now and then that I have friendships with who are going through some tough times. And it's just, like I said, it's heartbreaking to me to see the just plethora of angst towards the younger women these days, in regards to trying to get them to do things that you think even 10 years back were unheard of, let alone 20, 30 years back, when before all this nudity and pornography and sex driven culture kind of rose up. It's just crazy, like I said, to see the amount of human trafficking that's going on these days, or exploitation of a service to bring foreign women here to the United States, or just from other country to other country, advertising to them there's these opportunities there available for them to achieve their goals, and reach their dream of changing locations and getting a good opportunity, whether it's through a housing ordeal, giving them cheap housing, or giving them a job opportunity to get their foot in the door within the country and get established, so that they can actually then pursue their hopes and aspirations and dreams, to kind of fulfill something that they've always wanted to do. To see all these fake things popping up, and in the end result, it's just human trafficking ring, or where they're building up these brothels, or building up these just services, escort services, stuff like that. It's getting kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's not talked about much. It's starting to get talked about more and more often, because I think finally the public and mainstream is starting to hear all the organizations who are dedicating their time and energy and effort to raising awareness. But at the same time, it's just such a huge problem. It's the modern day slavery. I mean, people say, "Oh, slavery's dead," when you factor in ethnicity and stuff that we've seen in the past in regards to old foreign problems, and even here, obviously in the United States, that with the particular slavery that was here, essentially. Yes, to that regard, slavery is dead, obviously, with certain ethnicities, controlling other ethnicities, and so on and so forth. However, slavery in general with the definition is far from dead. Like I said, there's so many people selling themselves and just being owned essentially. There, I mean, for lack of a better word, but that's the truth of the matter. There's people who are owning people essentially these days, whether it's through drug addictions and or other materialistic goods. It's just ridiculous, and it's sad to see. I mean, you go on certain websites these days that are meant to bring people together in essence of, you know, like person-to-person sales or person-to-person advertising, stuff like that, to, you know, sell old used goods or, you know, whatever, you know, it's, you know, like Craigslist, for instance, and Backpage, you know, all these other websites that are meant to help people kind of interact and, you know, between themselves rather than going through a business, etc. You see all these, you know, prostitution type ordeals going on those websites, and it's just ridiculous the amount of, you know, people that you see engaging at, not only purchasing it or searching for it, but the people actually putting themselves out there to be of that service to another person. And a lot of them, you know, might just be doing that to do it. You know, some people actually do choose it, believe it or not. However, there are a lot of people that are forced to do that, whether it's, you know, they're tricked into owing a debt or they just feel they have no other option and this presented them with the best option, etc. And it's just getting very, very irritating to kind of see that, because again, women getting mistreated is something that hits me pretty hard, and it's just so frequent to see, not only in everyday interactions, women getting degraded, but you know, just again, the actual circumstances that can be seen is just mind-blowing, and the fact that not much is being done to stop it, or the culture is continuing to allow that behavior to go on, or encouraging that type of behavior to be so sex-driven, whether it's through the media or through music, which is a media, obviously, but you know what I mean when I mean media, I mean television and news and et cetera, et cetera. It's just insane. Obviously, people can choose what they want to do. I'm a proponent to, you know, whatever, freedom of speech. Obviously, it allows other things to be said as well, but it's just so disheartening to know that there's so many, you know, people out there being taken advantage of, whether it is through sexual nature or through just the nature of, you know, some sort of mental manipulation and brainwash behavior. And a lot of it is just sourced around money. And, you know, they say sex sells. It's no joke. Obviously, every company that you see that's, you know, big time uses some form of sex to sell its product these days. And not only that, but, you know, there's just so many underground sanctioned events that happen for businesses these days to draw people in that you don't even hear about. How I know this, you know, I won't, you know, go delve into detail, but, you know, you find certain companies that are, you know, building their success on some of these, you know, underground behaviors, and it's just ridiculous, in my opinion, for that to carry on. You know, you hear the president, you hear, you know, high governing officials say, oh, you know, prostitution is still illegal, and we're against it, and we want to, you know, or women are being mistreated, so, you know, do your part, and this, and this. But at the end of the day, a lot of those same, you know, quote unquote people in power are utilizing these quote unquote escort services and engaging in these prostitution offers, and essentially funding these you know, human trafficking rings within our own state lines. Now, again, I don't know how they work overseas. I have heard, you know, reports, and obviously been talked to by sources who are more experienced within the realms of the foreign, you know, activities. But, and it does work a little bit different, but at the end of the day, it's still people being held against their will for the most part, And that's the thing too, like I said before, some people choose to go into that sort of, line of lifestyle, but there are many that once they're in it for so long, or they see kind of the toll it takes on them, they grow tired of it pretty quick. Some of them don't, I'll give you that. You can make an argument that some people genuinely want to be involved in that sort of thing. But it seems like there are many that once they're in it, like I said, they get stuck in it, whether it's through a drug addiction, that they developed because of it, or they feel they can't go anywhere else because that's what they're told. Oh, well, we got this and this on you, so if you try to blackmail essentially. So if you do anything, we're gonna ruin your life and prevent you from, acquiring a job in another industry, et cetera, et cetera. It's just pretty ridiculous. The fact that, like I said, they're allowing themselves to get in so deep to begin with. Some of them, again, like I said, are forced against their will, and the lack of safety that is out there for them to be able to actually step away from it is kind of, again, another thing that's hugely disheartening, because again, if the high ranking, public officials, again, like I said, quote unquote, people in power are actively partaking in some of this nonsense, then, how are they some of these victims supposed to feel safe, to go to anybody? Because, for all they know, these people could be involved in, stuff like that. So, or connected to the people that, are essentially holding them captive. So again, it's just one of these things that, I don't know, like, so that's just a huge discombobulated rant to kind of bring it full circle again. I'm hoping to see more change in our culture, because there's just so many problems within it in regards to this, new form of slavery. And it's probably just down your street. You might think it's not as prevalent as what I'm making it out to be, or maybe you are starting to notice it now. But definitely do research, definitely keep an eye out, and hopefully, things will turn around to avoid, a complete downfall, because many lives are being ruined, and it just because of money, and it's definitely an illegitimate way to try to make money and to try to use people. So hopefully things can be done to further progress the movement to end it. And again, it's just so much to say, so little time, hard to kind of get my thoughts organized. But again, hope you enjoy the actual gameplay. Like I said, it was a pretty dominating performance. As you can see, 63 kills, 13 assists, 11 deaths. Thank you for watching.